So this video shows part of my thrice weekly workout that I do in the ocean. This particular exercise is meant to simulate a dive to some depth. I don't really know what depth it would be. I can give you an estimate. So what I do is I count a certain number of kicks while I'm holding my breath, and I stop kicking for, well, I want it to be 10 seconds, but I think it's probably closer to 8 seconds while I continue to hold my breath. And then I count off a similar number of kicks at the end there, and then start breathing again. And so this kind of simulates a dive where you swim down to some depth, stay at that depth for 10 seconds, and then return to the surface. So an estimate of what depth would one of these exercises simulate is kind of hard to be sure. Other dives that I've analyzed suggest to me that each kick, and by a kick I mean one kick on the left and one kick on the right, would be the equivalent of about 1.1 meters. So in theory, if I do 25 kicks, that would be a dive to 27.5 meters. I don't think it's really that simple. Obviously, when you do an actual dive, there's a lot of other things going on. And the maximum I've done with this exercise would be around 37 kicks. I don't think that's really the equivalent of a 40-meter dive, but it's probably the equivalent of a 25 to 30-meter dive or something like this. You can see that I'm wearing an extra hood. The reason for that is that on one of these exercises I managed to bang my bean into a immotile object. So I wanted to add a little extra cushioning there.